He was a billionaire with everything, so why did he choose to live as a crippled beggar on the streets? This is not a love story about money, cars, or big houses. This is a story about truth, sacrifice, and what happens when real love is tested in the hardest way possible. A man hides his identity to find someone who loves him for who he is. A poor girl gives everything she has to help a stranger. And when the truth finally comes out, it changes every life forever. Stay with me, because the ending of this story is not what you expect. Eric sat quietly in the small living room, staring outside as the sun slowly dipped behind the trees. The warm orange light filled the room, but inside his heart, a storm was brewing. He had grown attached to this place, to this simple life, and most of all, to destiny. Roland walked in, holding a small cloth bag tightly in his hands. His face looked tired, but his eyes were firm. Destiny followed behind him, confused but curious. "Eric," Roland said gently, "we need to talk." Eric turned his wheelchair toward him, sensing something serious. "Did I do something wrong?" he asked nervously. Roland sat down and placed the bag on the table. He opened it slowly, revealing bundles of cash. "This is for your surgery," Roland said calmly. Eric froze. His breath caught in his chest. What is this?" he stammered. "I sold one piece of my land," Roland continued. "It's enough to pay the doctor. You'll be able to walk again." Destiny's eyes widened. "Father, you sold the land?" she whispered. Roland nodded. "Land can be earned again. A life cannot." Eric's heart shattered in that moment. This poor man, this family with almost nothing, had given up their future for him. For a lie. "No," Eric said suddenly, his voice shaking. "I can't accept this." Destiny rushed forward. "Please, Eric. This is your chance. Don't refuse." Tears filled Eric's eyes. He clenched his fists, trembling. The guilt he had been carrying finally crushed him. "There's something I need to tell you," he said quietly. Roland and Destiny exchanged worried looks. "I'm not who you think I am." Silence filled the room. Eric took a deep breath and began to speak. He told them everything. About the city, the mansion, the cars, the billions. About how he was never crippled. About how he came here pretending to be poor because he was tired of fake love. With every word, Destiny's face grew paler. "You lied," she whispered. "Yes," Eric said, tears falling freely now. "And I hate myself for it. I never thought I would meet people like you. I never thought someone like you would exist." Roland slowly stood up, his hands shaking. "So, you tested us?" he asked, his voice heavy. "No," Eric cried. "I tested the world, and you showed me humanity." Destiny felt like the ground beneath her feet had disappeared. She remembered every moment, every smile, every look, every feeling she thought was real. "You watched us struggle," she said softly. "You watched my father sell his land." "I didn't know," Eric said desperately. "I swear. I would have stopped him." Destiny turned away, her heart breaking. "I need time." She ran outside, tears streaming down her face. That night, Destiny couldn't sleep. Her mind replayed everything. The kindness she showed a beggar. The love she felt for a man she thought had nothing. And now, he had everything. Was it all fake? The next morning, Destiny went to the river alone. She sat on a rock, staring at her reflection. Did she love Eric the beggar, or Eric the billionaire? Back in the village, word spread fast. Sophia heard the truth before anyone else. And she smiled. So the cripple was a billionaire, she said to herself. Interesting. She rushed to Judah and told him everything. Judah was stunned. His anger turned into regret. "She chose him even when she thought he was nothing," Judah said quietly. "That means she never loved money." For the first time, Judah understood what real love looked like. Sophia, however, was burning with jealousy. Destiny had won again. And this time, The prize was beyond imagination. She went to Destiny's house and pretended to care. "You must feel so betrayed," she said softly. "He lied to you. A man like that can never be trusted." Destiny listened, confused and hurt. Sophia leaned closer. "People like him don't love. They collect." Those words stuck. Meanwhile, Eric prepared to leave the village. He decided he didn't deserve to stay. Before leaving, he wrote a letter and left it on Destiny's bed. "I came here broken, even with all my money. You showed me what love looks like. Whether you forgive me or not, you saved me." Destiny found the letter that evening. Her hands shook as she read it. She ran outside. "Eric," she screamed. But he was already gone. Days passed. Destiny felt empty. She realized something important. When she loved Eric, she loved the man who laughed with her in the garden. The man who listened. The man who said thank you for soup. Not the money. Roland watched his daughter closely. "If you love him," he said gently, "don't let pride stop you." Destiny packed a small bag and went to the city. She stood outside a massive hospital, feeling small and scared. Inside, Eric was preparing for surgery. He planned to donate most of his wealth and disappear from public life. When Destiny walked into his room, Eric thought he was dreaming. "You came," he whispered. "I didn't come for your money," she said firmly. "I came because I love the man who thought he was nothing." Eric broke down completely. The surgery was successful. Months later, Eric walked again. But the biggest change wasn't in his legs. It was in his heart. He returned to the village, not as a savior, not as a billionaire, but as a man asking for forgiveness. He rebuilt the land Roland sold. He funded schools, hospitals, and farms. Quietly. Without his name on anything. Sophia watched from afar, filled with regret. Judah left the city life and started helping people, inspired by Destiny's choices. And Destiny? She married Eric in a small village wedding. No cameras. No gold. Just love. Because in the end, real love doesn't care who you are when you have everything. It cares who you are when you have nothing. Conclusion/summary. This story isn't about pretending to be poor or rich. It's about what people reveal when money is taken away. Some walk away. Some step on others. And some give everything they have, even when it costs them their future. Destiny chose love when there was nothing to gain. And that choice changed every life around her. Stories like this remind us that the richest hearts are often found in the poorest places. Subscribe to Epic Stories for more stories that stay with you long after the video ends.